In a fight, the consequences are you get knocked out in front of a couple thousand people, plus the people watching. I'm in my underwear, and I gotta go to the hospital afterwards. What is the freaking problem? My head wants to be at work, but my heart wants to be at home.
Right. I think it's because we don't kill animals in front of our youth anymore. Why are we killing hogs and killing rabbits and snapping necks in front of their kids anymore?
That could be it.
All right, we're here with Damon Vincent. I wrote a cute little line. Fighter, father, entrepreneur, advocate. Damon Vincent isn't just juggling heavy roles, but he's redefining them.
Hell yeah.
That's a little heavy.
That's pretty sick.
But we're gonna talk a whole lot about Damon. Your adrenal dysfunction, I think, is important because you have AFC. Fighting and fatherhood, you've talked a little bit about. And then stuff you have coming up because the world doesn't know. But one thing people don't know is that you're not just a guest here, you're actually like part of the reason we're all successful. You're part of the circle that fuels everyone, and it's really fun because there's a lot of stuff that's intertwined together, stuff that's separate, and we still cheer each other on, and it's magnificent. And most people can't fathom a life like that, where you have something, I have something, our friends have something, and somehow we're all still involved,
right? Even
without having to play big roles. And I think that's the most important part about who you are, is your ability to be everywhere and still be such a big role in everything.
Yeah, being able to take certain hats on and off and contribute in different ways.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, so the first thing I have on my list to talk about is probably the most boring part to me, because I hear it all the time and I understand it well, but a lot of people need to hear it, is how fighting created a discipline and resilience and mental toughness, and how that's like kind of translated into preparing your life to be an entrepreneur and be a father at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that one's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we could all agree that fighting is one of the hardest physical things you can do out there. And as you're becoming a young adult and you're trying to figure out who it is that you want to be, one of the easier ways to do that is through the physical sense, right? Like the things that we're doing now as entrepreneurs and as leaders and as family people, that's a little more up here. I think fighting distills all of that. And so like, this is what it takes to be successful, period. And so it's kind of you call it some people call it distilling it all, some people call it like a microcosm, but it just taught me how hard it actually is to get what you want.
Well, I have it written down. It says your body will invoice you for shortcuts with interest. And I think that's true with everything. Your life will be a sum of every single route you decided to take, and you're someone that takes zero shortcuts. I'll be like, just do it this short, this simple. You're like, no, just simple, no.
Right.
No.
And so that's exactly like, to bring it back to the fighting thing, so life will invoice you, right? In a fight, the consequences are you get knocked out in front of a couple thousand people, plus the people watching, in front of my mom, my wife, my kids, I'm in my underwear, and I gotta go to the hospital afterwards.
Not the underwear.
Right, so it's like, that is, like, we have consequences that we pay throughout life, but we may not see them until 20 years.
Right.
In fighting, you see them 8 weeks later.
Yeah.
In the cage. And so it's just like, okay, I learned that lesson. Now I can take that with me to whatever else I go, and I don't want to pay that consequence in 20 years, so I'm going to do what I got to do right now.
Yeah. How's it helped you, like, as it being a father? You have 4 kids, all under the age of 5. I even got 1, and you got 4.
Yeah.
It's like a next level of patience has to be necessary.
Well, that's one of the other things I'm really thankful for with fighting, is after I've done that and competed at the level that I have, life is not really that difficult, to be honest, outside of that.
Right.
Because I was fighting while I was a dad, while I was running a business. And so now that I took that out of my life and my focuses are my family and my business and staying in shape, it's like, dude, I could do this all day long.
Yeah.
Like I brought my capacity up so high from that. But also too, this is funny, I was talking to Catherine about this, is I've never felt more at peace with like where I am. Like I've never felt like I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing as much as I am now.
I love that.
Like I can remember being in college and just feeling like out of place. It's being like, well, these like people are like involved in these things and doing these things, and I was just like not with it. But like now that I have a family and I'm doing this, I'm like, oh, this is me.
Yeah.
Like so it's chaotic, but I think it's what I was put here for. So it feels Feels natural.
To most people, I think fighting feels so uncomfortable. Earlier, Chelsea and Courtney said, I don't know about having someone's shoulder smashed in my face. Having someone's shoulder smashed in my face over and over again is probably the only reason that I've decided to like keep going forward. I'm like, dude, if I can sit there for 5 minutes in front of all my friends and be smashed on the floor, my business fails because I took a risky move. Like, that's a little less embarrassing in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's like not having my dignity stripped in front of all my friends.
Yes.
But okay, that's pretty crazy. You almost got knocked out in front of me.
I did. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember. That's when I knew I was your friend, because he got hit with a head kick. And he
hit me with a cross and knocked me down. It was hard.
I think he head kicked you.
Was it?
He head kicked you. You don't even remember.
I don't remember.
He head kicked you, and I remember your eyes set, and you were against the edge of the cage.
Remember.
I was about to cry. Catherine's next to me, and he gets back up, and then does what Damon does, don't, and all you hear is head kick, and he throws
Left
it,
leg.
knocks him out, and that's when I knew I was actually Damon's friend.
That was
I was
sick,
like,
dude.
I still can make myself have goosebumps thinking about it.
You talk about like capacity, like that fight was. I was doing looking back, I was doing way too much before that fight. I was moving. We were moving out of our house.
Yeah.
We had sold it. We were living in a rent house. Life was crazy, and I was mentally not quite prepared for that fight, but we got it done, bro.
2 fights before that, you also had a baby during the fight week.
One fight before that.
Yeah, one fight before that.
Yeah. No, you're right, because I fought Ray.
2 fights.
Yeah, I fought Ray. I fought Cody before that. Yeah. 2 fights before that.
I had
baby
to
during fight
coach
week.
you through those. I remember them very clearly.
Yeah. I don't remember much of that, honestly. I was in like, I was just doing it. Like I felt like a machine where I was just listening to you, listening to Tim, listening to my mentors, and like I wasn't really making decisions. I was just like going. Yeah. So like now when I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, but you did it all.
Yeah,
you did
for sure.
All.
It was like playing a video. I felt like I was playing a video game.
Yeah.
I felt like y'all were just pressing buttons.
We were.
And I was just like doing it.
You would text me the most basic question. What do you think I should do?
Yeah, right. I should know this. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fine.
When you're in your head, you know, you need a coach.
Yeah, but well, fighting's in the past anyway, and we have a lot of other things to cover. So the real question is how, and I think this is something I think is recently coming up where fighters are talking about now post-win depression, because that's not something everyone celebrates, the belts and the hand raise, and I love.
You can say it.
I'm not going to go crazy.
Say it.
And I'm going to say it. I love Jesus and trying to speak all your truth and all your stuff, but no one talks about the actual, like after the fight, after the match, after the win, after the hugs with your family, and how hard that is. And we think that the pinnacle of everything is the success is the win, but really it's a lot different. So how is becoming a dad and like being post-fight, like career, change your definition of success and winning? Because it's very different now than it was when you were fighting. You always wanted the highs back then. Now you're like, I'm gonna let you answer because I'm sure my brain is going where you're going.
Yeah, that's a great question. There's 2 parts to it. Number one, so to put some context to it, I knew that fighting was never my end all be all.
Yeah.
Like I never wanted to be like a fighter. I'm not Dustin Poirier.
Right.
I realize that. That's not what I was put here for. I used fighting to make me who I needed to be, physically, mentally, emotionally, so that I could do the things I'm doing now. So like I already had, like once I finished fighting, I already had the thing lined up.
Right.
Right? Which I think is missing in a lot of fighters, is like you got to know that this is preparing you for something bigger.
Right.
So that's number one. Number two, yeah, we talk about this a lot, but it's like, and this is super stereotypical in entrepreneurs and dopamine chasers. You hit that knockout, you hit that big sale, whatever it is, and you're like, okay, what's next? You know, like that is such a dangerous place to be.
Very dangerous.
And so now I'm focused on my impact. Like now I'm focused like everything I'm trying to do, I'm trying to think about it in like 10, 20 years context.
Yeah.
So it's like, am I still wanting to hit those things? Yes, but I know, okay, I got the knockout or I hit the sell. It's because it's setting me up for this 20 years from now.
Right.
Not for the sake of it.
Right.
And so that's kind of how I've had to change my mindset, because the best games are the longest games, I think.
Right.
You know, when you can look at it in like that 10 to 20 year, what is the mark I'm leaving on the world? then those things look more like steps instead of destinations.
Yeah, also think it sounds like, well, isn't it the same thing? It's just a bigger one that you're waiting for, but it's like when you break it up like that, you're forced to be present every single time you're doing something. And so it's less of like, oh, I hit it, and you're just collecting like little gold coins.
Yeah.
Instead, you're like, wow, I did that. Let me see how I can do it better. And so your goal is always to optimize, audit, and become a better version of like the thing you're doing.
Right.
And I mean, that's what you do every day.
Yeah.
Which is,
I love the gold coin thing, because it's like, okay, I'm collecting all this to have it right here, or you could look at it as like steps.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I jumped to the next level. Okay, now I'm at the bottom of level 2. Let me get to the top of level 2. Now I'm at the bottom of level 3. And so like you can look at it like that to get you to whatever it is that it is, you know. But yeah, it's definitely been. There was a little bit of an identity crisis.
I remember.
You know, because it's like.
I remember.
Fighting was so. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's
very
so simple. It's train your butt off, eat right, do all the things. The rest of life is not like that.
No.
And I do miss that a little bit. But like
it's tempting to go back to. I taled about it this weekend. After that match I did, it's like, oh my God.
It's so simple.
So simple. All I do is throw punches, throw kicks, eat them, and then keep going.
But it can be an easy way out.
Well, it's also like you always have to learn a new skill, and it's always about just getting better. And you can't just enjoy the moment. You have to continue looking forward.
Yeah.
Where it's way harder to just enjoy moments. It is harder. Yeah. I don't know why humans are designed to like just not accept right now, but it's crazy. And fighting is tempting. It's very tempting to go back to.
Yeah, it is.
But what's one hard lesson you've learned from fatherhood that shaped the way that you actually lead in your business?
From fatherhood? Mm-hmm. Man, Catherine and I are constantly wondering if we're messing our kids up. Constantly. Like we're always.
That's what good parents do.
I agree. And like I told our buddy Nick, we were having a conversation at dinner, and he was talking about like his firstborn. I was like, bro, parenting is only hard for good parents.
Yes.
Like parents who don't give a shit don't ask these questions.
Yeah.
And so I think but on the other hand, you got to make decisions. Mm-hmm. And so I guess that the lesson is that healthy balance of there should always be a caution. Am I doing the right thing? Because you never want to be comfortable.
Right.
You never want to be comfortable, but you can't let that caution paralyze you from doing what you feel is right. Because at the end of the day, you got to make the decision that's in front of you, and you can't see 5 to 10 years from now. So you've got to take the next step with a little bit of fear of like, what are the consequences of this, but not enough to prevent you from making the decision.
Well, something that I wrote down was if work wins, but your kid loses, you lost anyway. And I don't think enough people live like that, but you live like that. Everyone, me and Amy just talked about this before we did this. I said, for some reason, people imagine my life as like, from the moment I wake to the moment I go to sleep, I have to constantly be working. Because that's the only way this much stuff gets done. But you know better than anyone, if we don't take time to rest and prioritize things that are important, none of the stuff actually gets done effectively in the way it's meant to be done. And so you take a lot of time to like focus on the big impact, but also like the stuff that's around you every day. And I don't think people see that as much as like they should, because they see you being so successful and like killing it, and they think that's it. I have to grind. I have to do all the things that Damon's doing, but they don't see you like taking off on the weekend when you have a million things you have to do, but you put it on pause anyway, so that way you can take care of your family. Yeah. And it's really admirable, and I don't think people get to see it.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that a lot, because I tell Catherine this. It's like when I'm my head wants to be at work, but my heart wants to be at home.
Right.
You know, like it's like sometimes I'll be with the family and I'm like trying not to think about the things I have to do, but yeah, I don't, obviously sacrificing your family. And we talk about this a lot. How much, like, there's a certain level that our family does expect from us.
Yes.
That is what we have to make sacrifices for. Past that is for me.
Yes.
And I think that context has changed so much. It's like, yes, do I have to work a certain amount of hours a day to put food on the table for my family? Yes. Do I have to work through the afternoon and through the weekends so I can be this mega successful person so that I can feel good about myself? No.
I think that's one of the most toxic traits of like adults is they say that I need to provide this for my family, and most of the time it's actually not true.
Right.
You need to provide more time and more effort towards them. Pay attention to what you speak to them. You already gave them enough.
Right.
If anything, now you're stealing from them.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Because the overworking is what's causing you to be an asshole at home and what's causing you to not be emotionally available to your wife. And so then it snowballs. Then it's like, okay, and then it's just, it can get out of hand.
Chris Logan
quickly.
posted, what are you and your family like running out of the most or lacking the most? And people kept putting patience. And I was like, that must feel horrible.
Yeah.
But man, that's crazy.
Why do you think that is?
Patience?
I have some thoughts, but.
Oh, well, people aren't eating well. People aren't taking time to be with their thoughts. They're just flooding their brain with podcasts, Instagram, Facebook. People love to think I'm on Instagram and Facebook because things are posted. I pay someone to do that.
Yeah.
But in their mind, that's how entrepreneurship works. You do all the work. That's how success works. You do all the work. But in real life, you don't. In the real world of success, the things that matter come from taking the time for yourself. And I just don't think people do that.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is, but I do, in a much more simple manner, I think morning workouts could save 75% of the population.
Probably.
Like coming in the gym and like getting a hard workout in and sweating, grounding yourself, opening your lungs and taking some deep breaths, then you can go back to the real world after that. Like that can save 75% of the families out there.
75% of people aren't even drinking water in the morning, though.
Yeah.
So that's scary too.
It's like,
it's a mixture of all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just a lack of like, I don't want to use the word grounding, but that's what working out is to me.
Yeah.
It grounds me.
Yeah. Well, people that haven't been doing it, though, the struggle is not grounding. It's tough. It's challenging. They don't know how to identify challenge and struggle with growth and adversity, like towards building something who I'm going to be. They see it as, oh, I'm bad at this. Oh, every person's been in the gym for less than a year. When they do anything that they're not good at, I'm struggling. No, that's what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
And that's the struggle. People feel that.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
I think we forget that because we've been doing it for years.
You're right. And that goes into like a point that I want to talk about more is momentum.
Yeah.
How much easier it is in the 30-year span to maintain a habit than it is to start a habit.
Right.
Like the single most important thing you could do is not work out harder, but just not stop working out.
Well, something me and Chelsea have been big on talking about is the quantum theory, where if you think about it, it becomes your personality inevitably. Because if I think about it enough times, it'll become my mood in the moment. And over time, weeks and months, it becomes my temperament, and that becomes my personality. And so if you tie that in together with how do I attach my emotions in the way that I'm feeling right now, like what do I attach it to? People attach working out a lot of times with pain, with suffering, with adversity, and they attach those feelings of distraught and discomfort with, this isn't good for me. It requires too much of me. I'm too tired for it. And then they start going down this snowball to the bottom, where
race to the bottom.
They're identifying feelings with the wrong thing, when really it needs to be identified with growth. And it's just, I don't know why people are like that and where it comes from, but I think it's because we don't kill animals in front of our youth anymore. Why are we killing hogs and killing rabbits and snapping necks in front of their kids anymore?
That could be it.
I stand by it.
That could be it.
And you kill pigs in front of your kids.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Why do you think that that's?
Well, we lose touch with, like, where does our food come from? How much effort does it take to get that food? How much effort does it take to actually go out, grab that thing, like my gun, to figure out where I'm going to hunt, to then drag it back out, to then have a cultural and like symbolic moment of like, we're going to kill this together and we're going to eat on it for a while. They learn what effort actually looks like. And so those simple things are no longer hard because they've now drug a fucking pig through the woods.
Right. And then they relate the sweat from dragging the animal back to, I get to eat.
I get to eat.
Yeah.
I get to bond with my family.
Wow.
I get to sacrifice time with my family. And
so
I think that's it. I'm not lying.
I love that. I think there's a lot of ways to accomplish a goal without having to wring a chicken's neck in front of a kid. But I think effort for the sake of something good and suffering for the sake of something good is the point you're trying to make.
So, but I still stand by it. Because hear me out. What is the number one thing humans need to do?
Eat.
Eat.
Yeah.
What is the number one primal thing is going to be to find food.
Right.
I think if you want to solve the problem, take away every fucking bit of meat and food out of the grocery store and make everyone go kill their own animal, kill it in front of their kids, and then watch their kids attach sweat and hard labor to, I'm going to eat and I'm going to spend time with my family.
I love that. I'm just thinking about the parent who lives in a subdivision and
that's their problem. Why do you live in a subdivision in Youngsville? I'm kidding.
Right, but how do we do that though?
Your neighbor has rabbits, chickens, geese,
I got chickens.
ducks,
Yeah, for sure.
and just in their backyard.
Yeah. So how do we do it for somebody who does not have any animals or anything like that?
Find a friend with an animal.
How do we get them to relate the suffering to something good?
I don't know, cut your water off and find a well and make your kid walk with the water. Back to your house every day.
Carry water, chop wood.
Exactly. Bring it back to the basics.
I love the idea though. I think you're so right. Because whenever you relate, I'm sweating, but this is for a good thing.
It's for the only things we actually need, which is water, food, and shelter.
Yeah.
Make your kids fucking work for it. My mom would say, I'll make you pay the electricity bill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you get older, sex too.
Oh,
you have to look good, feel good for that too.
You do.
So that's later on down the road. But anyway.
part of why marriages are failing.
Part of survival is reproducing. That's part of the primal drive as well.
I think part of surviving is also having emotional connection with people.
Yeah.
Some people are so closed off from their spouses, which lead to being closed off from your friends. People want to be perfect because of this shit they do all day. Yeah. So then the idea of being perfect succumbs everything else. I can't let people see that I fail. I can't let people think that I'm not good enough. So instead I just stay on my phone. I don't go see people and hang out with people that are better than me. Because why? I don't need to. They know who I am. I'm on Instagram, smiling and waving with my kids in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I'm on a fancy vacation that my fancy job pays for, but you haven't even told your wife how you feel. Y'all in a loveless relationship with your kids right now.
I love that.
I could go on a rant.
That's one of the things I struggle with from a faith perspective is mission trips. Like where so many people go straight to the top and they're missing all the bottom. That happens in the fitness world all the time. People are like supplements, supplements, massage guns, all this crap, and they aren't walking or drinking water or sleeping 8 hours a day. That happens a lot in the fitness world, but I think it happens in everything.
Yeah, there's one reason I really love Jace. We have very different approaches to life, but he really, really hones in on because if a lot of religious communities are missing it, hones in on you have to eat well, sleep well, move well. If you're not actually doing what you say you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's missing. And I think it goes back to kill animals and chop wood.
Basics.
Go back to the basics.
Stuff. Man, I do like that. But what other basics are we missing besides
we can start a workshop
fitness,
on it.
all that stuff.
Put wood in the back. We'll get a well right there. And then
dig a well in the
we'll
middle of
see which family can build a small
Consolidated
shelter.
Government, will you let us do that, please? Please.
The contest is going to be which family can create a shelter the fastest.
That's the game.
We're going to have a bunch of lumber in the back. It's going to be
Remember
crazy.
that you used to have Wife Swap? Did you watch Wife Swap?
I didn't. Oh, actually, I did. Dude, that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's what my parents used to do when we were acting up as kids. They'd make us watch Wife Swap. And they'd be like, that could be your mom. And then I'd be like, Mom, I love you.
Your mom's pretty cool.
Mom's pretty cool, but to a 12-year-old, she was not, So
no, fair enough.
Perspective, though.
She was crazy.
Perspective.
Okay. Well, we could probably talk about those things forever, especially if I can go unhinged.
You can go unhinged. This is your podcast.
It is true. I forgot this is called Raw Milk.
This is Raw Milk. It's your podcast.
But we do have a lot of stuff to talk about you, and I don't want to forget. So you have a bunch of information about how you have adrenal dysfunction, how do you say it?
Adrenal insufficiency.
No, what's the actual word?
Congenital adrenal hyperplasia.
There you go. Okay. Ain't no way I'm saying that.
Yeah.
But through that and your experiences, you made Trend unique.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about that, go on his Instagram. He has a ton of stuff talking about it on other podcasts that you should listen to. But you created Trend Unique, and you have this huge gym now, partnered with us in the same space, which God. People think is crazy.
Dude,
people think it's crazy. They think you own my gym, I own your gym.
I know, it's so weird. Everybody's always like...
You know what they can't understand? How humans have the amount of vulnerability that we do to be able to handle problems and so have solutions and not have to own certain things about each other. It's like, just be open, honest, and free.
Yeah, I think that people... Number one, I'm super grateful for you. Like all the stuff we were talking about before with family life and stuff, I don't know if I would be who I am without your influence.
Oh, I feel the same way.
I really appreciate that. Because I was a grinder. That's how I came up. That's how I achieved success in my early days. Yeah. So that's all I know was grind, but that has changed as part of because of you. But I think people want to own things so that they don't have to work with other people.
Yeah, true.
You think if you're the tip-top boss, you don't have to deal with other people, and that's just a cop-out.
That's a shitty way to lead people.
It really is. Like I'm the boss, so nobody can tell me what to do, or I don't have to Like that's a crazy, and like how much money are you leaving on the table? But two, how many things are you missing because you don't have somebody around you like saying things?
Yep.
You know? And so sometimes I think we both thought about.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought about divorcing. I'd be like looking up divorce attorneys.
I think we've both thought about it, but like when it comes down to it, like we've created something that is extremely special. Not only in Lafayette, but and beyond. Like I've been on another podcast and people are like, how do you and Claire make that work? Like, and it's incredible, but it can be done. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was rocky at first, but like every great thing is rocky. It's once you get past the honeymoon phase, it's rocky, but now it's amazing.
Yeah.
But it also is because we both learned that we did have a power struggle in the beginning. Yeah. You don't have to own anything.
Right.
When you just realize everyone has their weaknesses and strengths, then you help build weaknesses and you help them rely on their strengths, and we don't have to compete. We're just uplifting all the time. And
I think the other thing is when you stay focused on the mission.
Right.
Like your mission is to help people live younger, longer, right? I help you do that.
Yeah.
My mission is to train adaptive athletes. You help me do that.
Yeah.
So if you say, okay, is this going to help me accomplish the mission? Not, can I be the only one doing it? Is it going to make me feel good? Is it going to make less problems in my life? Like, does this help the mission? Then it's a good idea. And I think that's the important thing is like we both stay focused on like our missions and realizing where each other fit into those missions.
Yeah, the one thing like being together has taught me is that we all have our own unique strengths and that no one else could be like us. And not that I ever thought anyone could, but I think in the early years you're taught like you're in competition. But when you realize the world is abundant and you pull in everything that you give out, it's like it's hard not to win when you're being authentically yourself.
Yeah.
All of it's gonna show up how it's supposed to. And I think our friendship showed me that a lot. I don't know what trauma made me feel like everyone was out to get me.
No, that's just.
But ain't nobody out to get me.
I don't know what it is either, but yeah.
If they are, they ain't telling me.
Yeah, like now I look at like business not as like competition, but as like, what is my contribution that no one else can do? Right. I think that's how you look at it too. You're like, what can I do that only I can do and I can do it the best?
Yeah.
Not like I want to compete with
I refer
Jason,
all
whoever.
the time.
Yeah.
All I do is refer.
It's like, if
I've called Jay specifically, like, every fitness coach around here. I have personally put them in a group message with someone and said, I don't have space and they're also not going to grow from me. Yeah. Can you help them? And they say, yeah. Right. I don't know if they sign up, but I put those people there because I don't got time to waste.
But it is super cool to like see that, like less competition and more like, what's my unique contribution? What do I do well? Let me focus on that.
Yeah, that's a hard one to overcome because you're taught so many things, especially in college.
And
you come from school.
And then when you don't know who you really are yet, like when you don't have your identity as a business person or as a coach or as a professional, then you kind of reach for everything because you're trying to find it, which is natural, but it can be hard during that.
What I have learned is that not enough people were like me when I was discovering that, okay, I want to be a coach. We do it all the time. You want to be a coach? I'm going to help you figure out how. We tell our people every time, if you want to own your own gym, you want to do what I'm doing currently, I will teach you how. I will help you figure it out. If someone comes to my gym and says, I want to one day be a coach, you've seen me do it. I have helped them until they stopped. And then I can't help you anymore, but I'll give you every tool I have, no matter how much money it costs me, and charge you nothing. That's what true leadership is. And I don't think generations before us understood how to do that in a gym world because gyms are so new. It's all about bodybuilding. It's all about physique. It's not about wellness and health. Yeah. So I think that we're like a whole new era of gym owners that don't exist yet. So I think we are those people, and I'm excited to be that person where if I want to be a coach, I know who I can reach out to. Claire will help me get there, even if it's at her expense for a couple of months. And that's who I am. That's who you are.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It bit us in the ass a couple times.
that's part of the game, though.
But our members know, like, oh, they want to build. They want to build us up. Yeah. Not just us, but the coaches, and it's super important.
Build a freaking. A beast.
We're a new era of gym owners.
Brand new.
Shout out to Two Brain for helping us learn a lot of this too. Couldn't be here without it. But
Help First.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was a good book. Okay, so then you built also Adaptive Fitness Coalition, which is a platform that provides solutions to people with special disabilities and special needs. I'm not sure if I said any of that right, but what was the gap that you saw that had AFC had to exist? Because there had to be a gap.
Yeah. So, man, this has been like a journey. So basically, going back to the CH thing, it's so weird now looking back on my life. I'm 29 years old. and you wonder like why a certain thing happened. And like CAH was this weird thing this crazy rare disease that allowed me to kind of have like a foot in each world. Like it allowed me to have some perspective of what it was like to have a body that didn't function like it was supposed to, be on medication that ruined your body like it did mine, to constantly be wondering what's next and having to constantly monitor your body that doesn't just do what it's supposed to do, and be around people who are way worse off than me. But also, like, my parents never let it hold me back, so like I competed in athletics at a high level. So it was like I was kind of in each world, and looking back on it now, it's because like I truly believe that God, one of the reasons God put me on this earth is for what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because like I could never have had the perspective that I have if I didn't have CAH. So then it led me to like want to offer people with special needs and disabilities fitness, because fitness changed and saved my life with CAH. So I wanted to give it to people who really needed it way more than I did.
I feel like you gaslight yourself when you say that way more than I did, but the more I hear you talk about what you've been through,
it is bad.
It's bad.
It is bad.
It's bad.
I've conditioned myself.
You gaslit.
Yeah, gaslighting, whatever that means.
That doesn't know what this
I don't
is.
know what gaslighting means.
That's gaslighting.
I've like had to convince myself that it's not that bad, but like they just approved CAH for the Paralympics.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
You better go crush people.
And like I'm here fighting professionally, like, so now that I'm coming out of the fog, I'm realizing. But anyway, it led me to want to do Train Unique and train people with special needs and disabilities, because fitness equals freedom.
Right.
Fitness equals freedom, and for somebody with a disability or special needs, it is so important for their confidence, for their independence, for their mental health, for their physical health, for their feeling of belonging, all of it, right? So we did it here at Train Unique. Partnered up with you, freaking been 10 years now that I've been doing it, 5 years that our gym has been open, 4 years that we've been together.
Yep.
And so it was like, okay, I've been thinking about how I want to scale this. And you and I had a bunch of talks about this.
A lot of them.
But I kind of had like two options. And one that I almost went with was I can just go open up more gyms.
We almost did that.
Almost did it. And I realized, and my partner Drew helped me realize, and my mentors helped me realize, that even if I opened 50 gyms,
still not enough,
and got a divorce in the process, or two, that I would, let's say 50 gyms, 200 people a piece, what is that, 10,000 people?
Yeah.
Do you know how many people with disabilities and special needs are in the US?
More than
hundreds of thousands. And I'd only be able to open them in Houston, Dallas, New Orleans, big cities.
Right.
So we'd leave so many people out.
Right.
So then we said, okay, the mission is really to like make what we have at Train Unique here like a thing.
Right.
Like when Claire opens a gym in 10 years, I want her to be like, okay, I got my general pop fitness program, I have my older legends program, I have my kids program, and I have my adaptive program, duh, obviously. So then we realized that like the mission is to really normalize Train Unique. So the Adaptive Fitness Coalition is a program that helps owners and coaches create profitable and impactful adaptive fitness programs in their gyms. So a Claire we have 7 gyms that we're testing it with. A Claire in Pennsylvania, who has a gym with 150 people already, and great trainers and great equipment and all the things. I teach her what she needs to know about adaptive athletes. I teach her coaches what they need to know about adaptive athletes, and they start a program there. And we can do that in every single corner of the US and not limit adaptive training for anybody, in any location, any demographic. Wherever there's a gym, there could be a program.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pretty freaking pumped about it.
Yeah, I think most people that don't know much, they have a lot of opinions. So in their minds, they're like, well, what's so different? It's not that different. It's very different. It's
a little different.
it's considerably different. I mean, I won't do it. I have so many other things to do that I don't have the space to do it.
Right.
So if I didn't have a Damon, I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it as well without something like AFC. So,
and that's the thing is like we want to normalize this so much to where it's not like a thing.
Right.
But if you've never been exposed to it,
I had
is
never
a thing.
met someone with like autism, and not even including the other array of special needs, physical or mental. I had never met someone with autism that's not like completely like debilitating. You know how we're told like they can't talk to you.
Right.
But there's so many different levels of like autism, Down syndrome, physical disabilities that I had never seen any of that before and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
And so it's like, my goal would be like you said, like you don't have the time or energy. My goal would be to simplify it enough to where I could teach your coaches, and as an owner, maybe you spend like a couple hours on it, but your managers and your coaches handle it to where, because that's the barrier that's stopping gym owners from doing it.
I have a lot of things to do. I have to do our admin, I have to do our paperwork, I have to plan our leadership stuff, I have to plan our renovations, the money, you have to do all kinds of stuff.
So AFC helps simplify all the things so that an owner doesn't have to take on another project. I can train the coaches, I can train your manager, and it happens.
Yep, without just a regular certification and you say, oh, here you go.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we did a lot to make sure that the coaches had, like, my favorite thing about the certification is the interviews. We interviewed the athletes and the parents and asked them, like, what does the gym truly mean to you? Like, what has it really done for you? And the coaches are gonna watch that and really like understand what it is that they're getting into.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about it.
It's actually pretty crazy. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Thank you, I'm stoked.
Yeah, I think it's a better idea than opening up
a bunch of
more
gyms?
Train Unique.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I was down.
No, me too.
For the record, I was figuring out how we can open them up and we were gonna get it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna be there.
But yeah, it's just like, for what though?
For what? And I was like, I don't want to give up my time up, but I'll do it.
That's the thing that's been so hard is like, we could have made a lot of money. Like if I owned 50 gyms, like, but like you said, it's not about that. Like it's about how do we accomplish the mission? Okay, let's go do that. And I could probably save my marriage in the process too, which is really important.
And we worked really hard to save that a couple of times. So let's not.
yeah. Let's not put any more gas on that fire.
No, we're finally holding strong. But we have one more topic we want to talk about, and I think we talked about it a good bit though. It's how friendship shape growth and success more than strategy could.
Yeah.
And I think it's more in the tough conversations. So one of the questions was, what's one of the tough conversations that you think changed the trajectory of like everything you have going on? Is there like a tough conversation from a friend that you've had in the past like 2 years that's just like, wow?
That's a good question. And there's a lot. Like I've been blessed with like a lot of people like you and a lot of mentors. I'll say this, it wasn't a conversation, but it was a moment when we were in Atlanta and was it Brian Bogert?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, we were in Atlanta at the Two Brain Mastermind.
Oh God, yeah, that one.
Like,
he basically spitfired Brene Brown like.
Yes, and so like CAH, my disorder, put me at a disadvantage. So to overcome that disadvantage, I had to freaking grind and put an insane amount of effort. And then that insane amount of effort, because I was at a disadvantage, led me to value my results as who I was. Like equate who I was with my results. And that led me to, well, if I want to be the best me, then I need to do the biggest and best, and I need to make millions and millions of dollars, and I need to do all these things. And I think without that moment, I probably would be in a different spot, because it made me realize that I have to let go of results from a self perspective. And I have to, like, my result, like, nobody cares if I make $10 million. I care, but nobody cares. My family doesn't care, the community doesn't care. My family cares about presence, time. They do care about example. I do want to lead by example and be the best person I can be, but they care about impact, how I make the world a better place, how I raise human beings, how I conduct myself. So once that conversation in Atlanta allowed me to kind of let go of that, because I was doing it in so many areas of my life that I didn't even realize. I was doing it in my marriage.
I was here. It was crazy.
And when I got home from the talk, like from the mastermind, what would happen is, maybe this can help somebody else's marriage, was I freaking try and treat my wife like a queen.
Yeah, you do.
Right? And I was doing all the things trying to make her life as best as it can be. And I'm trying to do all these things, and then there'd be some afternoons or nights or whatever where she'd just not be happy. And I'm like, what is the freaking problem? I'm like, what else is it? And so I was thinking, okay, my wife's having a bad time. That must mean that I'm doing a bad job.
Right.
And once I let go and realized, like, okay, my inputs, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. How she's feeling is on her. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad husband.
Right.
And I gave her space to feel how she's supposed to feel. It changed our marriage completely. And so that moment was kind of a defining moment for me and my marriage and my business and all the things.
This is how Damon was sitting while he was talking. For the full hour and a half, and normally we talk minutes every single minute of our trip there and then back.
Yeah, no.
He legit made me be quiet for an hour on the way back from Atlanta.
Dude,
after being stuck in a blizzard.
Oh my gosh.
We're sitting in the car, and I'm like, so let's go. He's like, I need time. And that never happens.
Dude, it freaking rocked my world, dude. I was processing.
It paid off.
Oh, it freaking paid off, man. That one, that's what's crazy about investments in yourself and masterminds. It's like, okay, yeah, we pay this money to be in this mastermind, and sometimes you're like, is this? And then you'll get a moment like that changes everything.
Well, it's the amount of investment to continuously be my friend. I'm crazy. So I have this written down. Pick friends who tax your excuses. Damon says anything, and I'm immediately ready to, any of my friends really, I'm ready to be like, are you sure you're not the damn problem?
Yeah, if you're going to be Claire's friend, you better be ready, brother. You better show up. You better be ready.
Lyndon's back there like,
you better be ready. It's a blessing and sometimes a curse too.
Yeah, but it always works out. Yeah, it always works out. We have a no weenies allowed sign up there. Okay, so rapid fire round. Hardest punch you ever taken, business or fight?
Business. You want to know what it is or no?
Sure, you could tell the world.
Probably our first loan opening the gym. I think you're going to like that one.
Yes, he bought so many crazy things that I would never approve.
I was trying to do something. Anyway,
it was good intentions, but absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you want to know how to run a business, do not go to school for business.
Do not go to school for business.
They're going to teach you how to work for a corporation.
Yeah.
Just meet an entrepreneur and ask them what's up.
That's my second hardest punch from my college degree.
No one's ever asked me for my bachelor degree either, which I'm kind of upset about. But I paid a lot of money for that.
Freaking nice wooden plaque. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even hung up anywhere in my house. Rapid fire. What fatherhood taught you that shapes your business daily?
What fatherhood taught me that shapes my business daily. Connection over everything.
Ooh.
Connection over everything. Connection before correction. Curiosity before correction.
Come on, bro.
For sure. For sure.
One habit you refuse to negotiate with.
My fitness.
It's
I don't care what's happening. I don't care, dude. It's freaking happening. One way or another. For me and for you.
You know what?
I promise you in the end, it's a selfless act.
On our compound, so I own 3 acres and have some people living with me. In the rental agreement, it says exercise requirement. 3 times a week, intentional movement.
Hell yeah, bro.
I don't care what it is, but you have to be doing it. If you don't do it, it says you will be evicted.
It changes the way human beings are.
Yeah.
It changes your brain chemistry.
Mm-hmm. So I did write 3 drills for the audience, if you watch this far, to start today. Start today, right now. You need to do 20 minutes of something scary. The scariest task you have on your to-do list. I don't care what it is. And then you need at least one 30-minute block, no phone time, with your kids if you have them. With your spouse or one of your friends, it doesn't matter who. If you're not married, just pick a friend, any friend, get on the phone if you need to. And then the last one, replace one energy-draining contact with one builder.
Ooh.
And so if you have a friend that's draining you, that's convincing you to quit the gym, that's telling you to skip so we can go to dinner, that's telling you, hey, you don't have to talk about that right now, I know you're sad. That's not how life works. Talk about it, get it off your chest. You know the toxic shit y'all do.
Ooh.
Make sure you replace it with someone that's gonna build you up. And do those 3 things and then drop it in the comments when you get it done today, because you're gonna do it.
I think that, so I want 2 things. Number 1, if you don't know somebody who is an energy giver, what is some advice you would give somebody to find somebody? Mine would be go to a gym, because people that are in the gym are trying to get better, literally. And there's some negative Nancy grumpy people at gyms sometimes, but majority of the time they're there trying to get better. So that's a step.
Find a place entered in community. It could be anything. It could be a walking club. It could be a gym. But a lot of gyms also aren't like ours, and I think we forget that.
Of course.
One of the number 1 compliments that I think I take really close is that when people come visit, they say, wow, I've never been to a gym like this. It's friendly. We are aggressive, but it's from a place of love. We want you to get better and grow, and we refuse to let you lower your standard just because you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, it needs to be a place that refuses you to let you lower your standards just because you're not feeling good. Your feelings are an illusion. They're just something that you created a story around. You felt an emotion, you created a story, and that's how you're feeling. Let it go. Give yourself 90 seconds to feel it, and then let it go. That's the type of environment you're looking for, places that foster that.
Yeah. So, not bars.
Definitely not.
Or like any place like
bars.
that. Yeah, but like gyms, I mean, churches could
Sure.
be a spot.
Yeah.
Just places where people are like trying to
Not a
improve.
restaurant.
Shout out to Jacob Huckabee and Chad. They're starting the Acadiana Men's Alliance.
I forgot about
which is
that.
going to be a huge place specifically for men to be around other men trying to get after it. So that's going to be sick. What was that other line? Turn your failure into what?
It says turn your weaknesses into work and then into a win.
Okay.
That was kind of good too.
So I think that this is something we should talk about real quick before we get off.
Do it.
We talked about how like when you're younger and you don't know exactly who you are and you're trying to figure that out. I think that your purpose is directly tied to the pain or the failure inside of you. So like the upbringings that we both had and the things that we had to overcome now led us to where we are. So like for me with CAH, like led me to Train Unique. For you and all the things you dealt with as a kid, it led you to trying to change the world for people now so they don't have to have parents like you had.
Right.
And so like if you're trying to figure out like what's my thing, like what is it that the world needs from me, look at your pain. Like look at the things that hurt you the most, and it's probably somewhere in there.
And also, you also don't have to know. I think a lot of people that are younger think they have to know. Just get involved in something that helps you build a skill. Like it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, just do something, and instead of looking at it as, wow, this is something I'm really passionate about, I'm really passionate about building skills and building what type of value I can provide to my friends and family. And so a lot of times that looks different than what I thought was originally gonna be my life, and it led me to something completely different because I looked at every single chance of whatever opportunity came to me as a chance to build a skill, whether it's communication skills, whether it's networking, whether it's I can build more empathy around my friends and their children. And I mean, I've
come a long way.
I've come a long way.
Come a long way as far as
I still don't like kids, but they said today, Claire, you do like kids. Look at how you hang around them. I said, no, I love my friends and family, so I will treat their kids as if they're my own because I really care about you guys. I don't like hanging out with kids. I don't like it like that. But I do love you guys, so I want to make sure I treat them well so that they don't have the same experiences that I had.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate goal, is to keep learning how to give in ways that like aren't expected, but it's like what I would want. Because that's the world should do that. Like give, and give, even when nothing is in return.
Yeah.
I think that's what's missing in the world. So
instead
of looking for purpose, look for a way to give. And then also if you find it, who cares?
for sure.
You got it.
Yeah. I think that that's good. Until you figure it out, just freaking
keep going. And you can change your mind. You may stop doing this at some point and actually go back to school to be a priest.
Well, I can't because I'm married, but yeah.
Yeah, well, be a pastor. I don't know how that works, obviously, but I tried my best.
Obviously.
I mean, you might own a grocery store instead.
You never know, man.
You may decide, I'm done owning a gym. I'm going to let Garrett take it over. I'm going to open a all-natural grocery store that's dedicated to just local meats and just local farmers. I know we kind of have stuff like that, but you know what they don't do? They don't let your kids come and kill the animals with you.
Part of the experience. You got to kill it if you want to take it home.
I think that's what maybe...
That could be yours, man. That could be the next one for you.
All right. Well, good job.
You're the best, bro.
Oh, Lord.
I appreciate you.
Good job. That was really good.
That was freaking sick.